Chuck Todd had Gabriel Sterling, the Republican hero who came out and said, hey guys, Donald Trump is lying. You've got to stop it. This is a Republican coming out against Donald Trump. But at the same time, he's a Republican trying to somehow have it both ways. So we went on to Chuck Todd. And when Chuck Todd asked him about why he did what he did, one of the things he came out and said is, well, also it's done on both sides, a false equivalence. I want you to see how Chuck Todd did it, and then we're going to show how it is supposed to be done by Ana Cabrera. Check this out.
Because of people like your Secretary of State and your governor.
Mr. Sterling, you had made an impassioned plea there that we just played, that this has to stop. It doesn't look like he chose to stop. Could you please debunk what he said there when it comes to your role in the Georgia elections?
At this point, it's a game of whack-a-mole, as we've been saying. The president's statements are false. They're disinformation. They are stoking anger and fear among his supporters. And hell, I voted for him. The situation is getting much worse, and it's an environment that's been built out over years. And it's not just, Republicans on this side this time, but even in polling up to 2019, up to 50% of Democrats think Russians flipped votes on machines. So this is going both ways. It's undermining democracy. We've got to get to a point where responsible people act responsibly.
Well, I'm just curious, what was it that sparked your decision to come out to come out as direct as you came out earlier this week? Was there a specific incidents that have been happening to you or others?
It wasn't happening. I mean, obviously, I have a police.
Notice, Chuck Todd allowed that to slide. He goes to another question instead of saying, but sir, that's a false equivalence. What's happening? What happens with the people who think that Hillary, that the Russians were involved? All of these things weren't being pushed by the president. All these things weren't being pushed by leadership. All these, and first of all, the Russians did have something to do with the election. So let's get real here. Well, Ana Cabrera, she did the perfect job when he tried that same stunt at CNN yesterday. Check this out.
He's not acting as a responsible leader on this front. But I mean, it goes back to the people before, when people were claiming that Hillary was cheated. I mean, it's all sides and all things. Now, this is the flavor of the moment. This is the hot spot.
It's not the same thing, though. It's not the same thing. He is the president of the United States.
No, I'm not going to argue that point. He has a higher level of responsibility and should be held to a higher account, in my opinion.
That is the way it is done. You have to hold the person you're interviewing accountable. If you don't hold them accountable, they do the same thing over and over again. Stephanopoulos did it as well today.
What the Secretary of State did not mention in Georgia, the video where after a counting place closed, you see boxes of ballots coming out from underneath the table. I know that's kind of a graphic example, but
well, I have to stop you right there. No, that it wasn't mentioned because it didn't show anything improper. He's spoken to that this week. That was exactly the proper process for counting the ballots. There wasn't anything wrong shown in that video at all. So you're just throwing out a claim out there that doesn't prove what you're saying.
And that is how you handle lying politicians. That is how you handle lying Republicans. We spend a lot of time deconstructing the news, trying to parse it into a form that everybody can understand. We try to find those little nitpicks where it flies above the fray, etc. If you really like these videos that we do, I want to ask a big favor. Please go ahead. Number one, subscribe to our channel. And number two, please join if you can. Thank you so kindly for watching. Keep watching. Please remember to share. We must populate the entire internet with our progressive message, a message that we know is what most Americans say that they want. So help us, please join.